AITA for refusing to keep quiet about my terminal diagnosis. After my family voted to not tell me about it. I have terminal cancer. I found out 6 weeks ago when I insisted on seeing my own medical file after noticing that my doctors were being unusually evasive. What I found was that my diagnosis had been given to my family 3 months earlier and that my family had decided, collectively, not to tell me. They had been attending meetings with my oncologist. They had made decisions about my treatment pathway. They had discussed my prognosis. I had been in the room for none of it. I am now telling everyone who will listen exactly what is happening to me, and my family has asked me to stop. I want to tell you who I am before I tell you what happened, because I think the person matters. I am 61 years old. I have worked as a nurse for 32 years. I have sat with dying patients and their families more times than I can count. I have participated in conversations about diagnosis and prognosis and end-of-life wishes that are among the most important conversations a person will ever have. I know what good death looks like. I know what it looks like when someone's autonomy has been protected, and I know what it looks like when it has not been. I have been a patient in my own hospital's oncology department for the past 18 months. Receiving treatment for what I had been told was a serious but manageable condition. I am a nurse. I know how to read the signs. I had been noticing for several months that the conversations I was having with my oncologist had shifted in quality, that information was being withheld in the specific way that information is withheld when the people in the room are managing the emotional state of the person being spoken to. I asked to see my own file. I have the right to see my own file. My oncologist paused for slightly too long before agreeing. What I found, the diagnosis had been updated 3 months earlier. The condition was no longer manageable. The prognosis was between 8 and 14 months. My family, my husband, my 2 adult children, and my sister had been told at a meeting I was not present at. They had consented to a treatment plan. They had discussed what to tell me and when. They had decided to tell me when I was ready. I had not been consulted on when I would be ready. I am telling everyone. Am I the asshole? Update, 2 months later. The conversations with my family in the weeks after I found out were the hardest of my life and also, in some ways, the most clarifying. My husband was the one who had pushed hardest for not telling me. He told me he had not been able to bear the thought of watching me grieve my own death. He said he had wanted to protect me for as long as possible. He was crying when he said it, and I believe it was true, and I am furious at him for it, and I love him, and those 3 things are all happening at the same time. My children followed his lead. My sister had reservations but deferred to him. They all believed they were doing the right thing. They were not doing the right thing. They were doing the loving thing, and those are not always the same. I am using my remaining time, 8 to 14 months, and I am a nurse, so I know what that range means to do the things that matter to me. I have had conversations I had been putting off. I have written letters. I have booked trips. I have told people I love them. I have made decisions about my own death that are mine to make. I have also spoken at a patient advocacy event about the right of patients to know their own diagnoses, which is what prompted my family to ask me to stop talking about it publicly. I will not stop. This is my life and my death and my story, and I will tell it as loudly and as openly as I choose. I am angry and I am at peace and I am terrified and I am grateful. All at once. Every day. NTA or ITA. Did her family have the right to make that choice, or was it always hers alone? Comment below.